Yo, 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 yo. What is up? It is Friday, the 18th of December. Welcome to episode 36 of Player Life. Damn, getting through these episodes, but sticking to it. Um, yeah, just another glorious day here in Tokyo. Um, I was out and about. I was out with MLD's dog. I was taking care of MLD's dog today, and it's always hilarious the amount of attention you can get when you have a cute dog with you. It's like it's game on easy mode. I didn't actually have a lot of time to do game, but it's just funny. Every chick I walked by, they were like, like stopping in their tracks, like, oh my god, like some girls will just stop in their tracks and just like wait for you to approach them. But it kind of feels good to not just like give them the cold shoulder when you have that power. But you know, I don't know. If I could get a dog, I would get one. It's like game on easy mode, cheat codes. But uh, yeah, that's it. That was just today. I was out for a bit this morning, and yeah, just going about. Had to take care of some business, but yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on with the this. There's a video. I don't know if I can pull it up, but it was of the some, I don't know who it was, but someone was supposedly taking a vaccine, and the syringe was empty. It's like an empty syringe, and it was passed off as being actual, taking the vaccine or whatever. Oh god, the world is a stage. It is crazy. um I don't know, it's just like, you know they're just like laughing at us at this point. But just anyone who wants to take that vaccine, they can take it at their own risk, because why would they need to convince people to take a vaccine if this supposed beer bug was so dangerous and such a health risk. you know um I pretty much, like, have if this thing was as bad as they say it was, I would have definitely had it by now. I've been going out and about every single day since this whole thing started last year. I've been on trains, on buses, on all sorts of things, like without any kind of mask. But it's just insane. I don't know. And supposedly Mike Pence and his wife are taking the vaccine live on TV or something like that. And it's like, all right, so you know, even if what's to say it's not, it's not going to be, it could just be water that they're injecting. It'd be so easy to fake that. uh it's extremely suspicious when they're going out of their way to try and persuade people to take it. Um, and apparently the CEO of Pfizer, I guess that's the company, or the pharmaceutical company, that has supposedly manufactured this vaccine, and the CEO has refused to, or he made an excuse. He said he's not going to cut the line to take it. What a bunch! What you people are just so stupid. People are so dumb. Like, multi-million. I don't know how much is the CEO of Pfizer worth. How much is he? he's not going to cut the line. What is that about? He's not going to cut the line. He's not going to cut the line because I don't know why he was dumb enough to say that, because he could have easily just faked it and said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to take the vaccine," and he's just put in, just inject water into his arm. He could easily do that. It's retarded. Um, but instead he's even more retired. People are just so dumb. He's like, oh, he's so, people are so dumb that they think it's a virtuous thing. Oh, he's so generous. He's not going to cut the line. Just because he's rich and powerful, he's not. He's going to wait for the plebs, for the peasants to take it first. He's so kind. He's so generous. It's hilarious. People deserve. I don't know. People deserve what's coming to them. In a way, they do. Because people demand. The normies are demanding to have their freedoms taken away from them. That's the most. That makes me despise, like, normies so much. It's not the fact. It's not the fact that normies want to take, like, the vaccine. I believe in freedom. Do what you want to do, inject what you want to inject into your own body. But the fact that people, like, demand, they want you to join them in their misery, that inspires, like, visceral like hatred from me, because it's these people are so dumb and so obnoxious and so invasive into your space, that they demand that you join them too, and they want to take away our freedoms. And the elites are licking their lips, like, at the fact that they have all these armies of normies that are kind of enforcing their agenda. Winston Wolf in the house. What is up? Yes, indeed, he could have faked his vaccine. Um, it's the world is a stage. It's all a joke. It's just like nothing is real. It's all smoke and mirrors. You can't believe anything you see. Like, it's so easy to indoctrinate the population, because um, most people just believe, like, everything that comes out of the TV. They think, oh, if it's on TV, it's legitimate, it's real, like, it has to be verified, it must be factual. They don't even consider that it's, like, not real, and they think that anyone that disagrees with it is a nutcase conspiracy theorist. Um, but these people are just they're not only pathetic, but they're infuriating at this point. I'm infuriated by these people. Like, I really despise these people, because these are people that, they're getting their way. They're enforcing. These are the people that will demand that, anyone who doesn't comply with their agenda will have, lesser freedoms. Basically, they're trying to make prisoners of people. If they had their way, that they'd completely strip you of your livelihood. They'd dox you, like, try and get you fired. It's just, like, real crazy, real fascism. Know your worth in the house. What is up? Brainwashed mob. Yeah, it's the brainwashed masses. The masses are, like, they're so dumbed down. They're such idiots. They can't think for themselves. So they just, it's like kind of a new religion, and they're just following whatever they're told to believe by the mainstream media. It's funny though. It's funny. It's like, if someone, well, my friend sent me a meme the other day. I can't remember who it was, but it was something like, if someone came back from like the 60s, and I don't know, what was it? it's thing. The tables have completely turned. It's like leftists of the past uh, would be considered like fascists now, and leftists of today are actually it's just ridiculous. And people on the right today would be leftists of the past. It's just a weird thing. People on the right are more likely to believe in freedom, be against war and whatnot. But lefties are just like pro corporation, giant corporation, Amazon, Google, all this kind of stuff. It's just a weird time. It's like names don't really mean anything. It's like anti-fascist. Like they think if they put like a word in front of it, like because they're called anti-fascists, it actually means they're actually the fascists. It's just nothing really makes sense anymore. Um, but yeah, it's kind of a rant, going on a bit of a rant. But yeah, I don't know. Today I was thinking, talking about the idea that you know, back to the idea, if you ever give a chick the impression that you think she's out of your league, like it's over. Like it's just completely over. I mean, basically because women are so hypergamous, and that's why women also, that's why it's well known fact that women like confident guys. So it's like it's better to have a lot of confidence than it's almost more important to be than looks if you have a lot of confidence, because even if you're really good looking and you have no confidence and you give the impression that you're meek and mild and you don't have any like confidence about yourself, that's going to really turn off a chick. And but if you're not necessarily the best looking guy, but you like exude confidence, then it's going to be, you know in a way it's going to be a lot, you're going to be a lot more successful with women, especially because women do not approach men. So you could be really good looking, and women might give you signals. They might let you know that they might look at you, like they might smile at you, they might give you, they might flick their hair, they might do different things. They're not going to approach you. So if you're not a confident guy, you're not going to approach chicks. But if you're confident, you might not get any signals from women. They might not show any interest in you. But as soon as if you approach and you show confidence, you exude confidence, then you're going to do better than the guy that's good looking, better looking than you. Obviously, if you combine the two, looks and confidence, then it's a winner. It's a winner. But the thing is, a lot of good looking guys don't have confidence, and they punch like, they end up. It's not only good looking guys, just a lot of guys in general. They might be good looking, they might be average, they might be ugly. Doesn't matter. Just I think a lot of guys don't understand the importance of confidence. Um, you know, so that's why, like, even if a good looking guy goes up to a girl and she might think he's and with the first impression, she'll lose attraction to him gradually the more she talks to him, if he starts to lack confidence, if he starts to stutter, if he starts to get awkward when he runs out of something to say. um Miguel in the house, what is up, bro? What is up? Good morning to you. Yes, so I don't know, it's just like it's like it's better to be, like I was saying, it's better to be an asshole than to lack, to be meek and lack confidence and too polite. So I always say, like, if you go around being too polite to chicks, it'll backfire in your face. They'll think you're just a weakling, like they'll think you're a creep. Um, they don't respect it. They just don't respect it. Uh, yeah, it's like, it's a well-known kind of stereotype that chicks like assholes. You know, it's in all the kind of, the movies, like, those like high school movies or whatever. The chick goes with the jock dickhead, like the asshole, the guy that, um, and it's true. Like, I mean, and it's not a thing that you have to be an asshole, like to your friends or to your, like, your, whoever, or people you meet in daily life. But when it comes to like seducing a woman, it's better to be an asshole than to be like lack confidence. That's for sure. Um, yeah, it's just like, it's funny. It's just they don't respect it. Like I was saying in earlier episodes, um, if you're too nice, if you're too polite, even while messaging them, they will, they might lose interest. They'll start, you know, they'll message you. They might have low interest, and then they'll start, like, they'll ghost you. Leave you on red. And you might have been a bit too nice. You might have been playing the long game, getting boring. They want the guy that's like an asshole that wants to meet them ASAP and bang them. They'll say otherwise. They'll deny it till the grave. They'll talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and it's all shit. Don't. That's why you can never ever take dating advice from a chick. It's like, it's the stupidest thing to do. It's like, I don't know what it's like. It's like, it's like, I don't know, but you just can't do it. Um, they're just going to give you the wrong information. They're just not going to tell you what they really want. You just have to look at what they do. Look at who they end up with. Look at who they choose. It's like all these beta dudes going to the women's marches, supporting feminism, retweeting stuff. These guys don't really get laid. These guys get, like, pity sex or leftover. They get leftovers. And it's just not a good strategy. And these are the guys that end up getting, accused of sexual misconduct, of all sorts of things, because especially since they're around these, like, extreme feminists. So even if they do get laid, these kind of creeps, these dorks, these, like, male feminists, even if they do get laid, it's going to be with one of these, like, off the hinge, um, like, hysterical feminists. And they will, these are the type of chicks that they're not trustworthy. You can't trust them. It's the type of thing that they, you know when we back, when was it, a few years ago, to what, when the whole Me Too thing was blowing up. There were, like, there was movements trying to get men criminalized for sex that girls regretted. So, like, it was starting to become a thing where women were complaining, and like they were describing sex that they regretted as some kind of assault. It's like, the type of guys that, they slept with, were probably like beta dudes, like, the guys that, you know like, slipped in there, like, were like beta orbited them for months. Like, we're not even talking weeks, we're talking months, maybe even years. Like, these loser guys, like, really, just really pathetic guys, like, just begging, like, with a, just licking, like brown nosing, like pathetic dudes. And they deserve what's coming to them because they backstab normal guys. The type of guys that they're the guys that are like, oh, I'm the good guy. I'm not like all the other guys. I'm not. I'm a good guy, and they're the guys that end up getting in the biggest trouble because like I said, they're appealing to the worst kinds of women, the women who were trying to get men like criminalized, trying to take away men's freedom, like trying to put them in jail for non-crimes, like there was stories out there that that were published on the internet and newspapers about stories that women talking about sex that they regretted, like that it was like kind of wasn't good or didn't turn them on, and they were talking about it like it was a crime. It's like what the fuck, like insane. Like it's you know it's just, I don't know, these guys kind of they kind of deserve what's coming to them, but you just never want to be like one of those guys. You never want to apologize. Like you never want to apologize in general, like unless it's to the less apologies the better. It's like, don't just don't apologize if you don't need to, and especially to a woman because usually when you apologize, especially when it's something that you didn't really do anything wrong, but someone that just has like a vendetta against you, someone has something against you. When you apologize, it makes it worse. It's like blood. It's like they smell blood in the water. So I'm not talking about if you I don't know, if you bang into someone and they spill coffee all over themselves. Of course, you apologize to them. I'm not talking about things like that. But I'm talking about other kinds of things. Uh, when someone has something against you and they want an apology, they think you did something wrong, but you don't think you did something wrong. These crazy feminazis, they want men to like kind of grovel to them, get down on their knees, and they want men to apologize for the patriarchy and all this. And when these beta guys, when they do apologize, it's like blood in the water. It infuriates them even more. It sends them into a frenzy. These the mob, like they have an insatiable thirst just to get revenge. They're just so unsatisfied with life that that's that's just the thing. I just think you should always be careful. You should always be stingy with the apologies you give out. Like always be very stingy. Be very sparing with apologies. But yeah, there's just so many guys that will apologize for no reason and just grovel and be pathetic and say that, oh yeah, they'll backstab men. They'll say all men are horrible. The patriarchy is real. All this kind of stuff. But when you start talking like this in front of a woman, if you're on a date with a woman and you start talking like this and you start belittling men, you start belittling masculinity, that's like her pussy will be drying up so fast. It'll be like, it'll just be, she might be, talking with you. She'll probably get worked up, especially if she's a Western chick. She'll probably engage in the conversation, but it'll kill all the sexual attraction because there'll be no polarity, you know. Um, I don't know. It's just if you just you shouldn't belittle yourself in any way in front of women that you're trying to sexually attract. Um, it's it just shows that it's just again it shows weakness. Like when guys start belittling themselves or like apologizing for the desire. That's another thing guys do is like apologize for like desire, like sexual desire for women. Like why would you apologize for something that's like completely natural, that it's there's literally nothing wrong with it. um but we've just guys are being conditioned, they're being taught that it's something wrong, it's something bad, it's something evil. uh you know but it's just going to cost you, it's just going to cost you pussy. It just is what it is. I mean, I've had some, yeah, I've had some incredible, like like red pills, like when like I've actually been like really mean to chicks that were curveballing me, like really hardcore, giving me the cold shoulder, ignoring me, leaving me on red. And when I start like really being like mean to them, like letting them know, like putting them in their place, basically, they'll come. Then they'll start giving me more attention. They kind of want to be put in their place because they're so used to men, like I said, groveling at their feet, kind of begging them for attention, kind of like belittling themselves, kind of, you know, giving them the impression that, they're scoring something really big. It's like, if someone was about to write you a check for $1 million, right? Um, it would be, and just for no reason, and you were sitting in front of them, it would be hard not to show enthusiasm. Like you'd be like kind of excited about it. You'd be like, oh my god, what the hell? And if you behave like that, that's what it's like. If you show that, if you show that kind of thirst in front of a woman when you're on a date with her, if you show like too much enthusiasm for the date, then basically the more enthusiasm you show, the worse it is gonna be because it just goes back to the hypergamous. So if someone was, way, way out of your league, um, and you're coming up and you're on a whether you're on a cold approach, say, um, and you give off the impression that you kind of you behave nervously around them, or and they're out of your league, then you know you're not going to have a chance, like, because like you know yourself that she's out of your league, and you're behaving like it, and she just like reads it like a book. She says, this guy is like, I'm too good for this guy. I'm not gonna give him I'm not gonna give him my number. What the hell is this guy coming up talking to me for? Um, whether she is out of your league or not is kind of irrelevant. It's kind of the way you behave, you know. So maybe she's really hot, like really hot, and you come up, and maybe she is like a 10 or whatever. Um, but what really broke the deal was the way you behaved, like the way you act. You kind of gave yourself away. It's like poker, really. Um, you gotta have the poker face, Uh, if you don't have bring that poker face, you gotta show that, if you're trying to punch up, if you're trying to get like a girl that's like is really hot, and you kind of know that maybe you haven't been with a girl like that, you're gonna have to fake it. You're gonna have to, like, like I said before, it's better to have like contempt. It's better to have it's better to have anger than to be nervous. And obviously, it's not good to have anger either, but it would actually, it'd be better to have kind of like a, you just got to brainwash yourself to think I'm better than, like when it sounds crazy, but you gotta say to yourself, I'm better than all these, any woman. And that'll drive feminists up the wall. Like they won't, that they go crazy if they heard something like that. But that's literally it. Women do not want to be with guys that they are better than. So you have to be better than these women. You are better. You're physically stronger. You're smarter. You're everything. You have to think like that. Like you have to tell yourself like 100% I'm way better than this person. So, you know, it's like going into a fight, like right? If if you went into a fight with someone that is like way smaller than you and like you know that you're just gonna you could kill this person, would you be nervous fighting the person? No, you wouldn't be nervous. You wouldn't have any bit of nerve. You know that there's no threat. Like I'm talking way smaller, so there's no threat at all. You like if he's even if he's coming towards you, you don't feel any nerves. But if there's a 6'6" guy, he's jacked. He looks like a killer. He looked like he could really he could kill you. It's kind of what it's like, that it's kind of you're going to give it away. It's the same. It's the same with women. It's the same with a really beautiful woman. Say like a really average woman or an ugly woman. You roll up to an ugly woman, you're gonna have and you like say you just have to do it for a dare. You're like whatever. Your friend says hit on approach that woman. You're like she's not your type. She's objectively not attractive. Like you're just doing it. You're just doing it as a whatever. I don't know, a prank or whatever to get her number or whatever. Something something stupid. Whatever. You're not going to be nervous. You're not going to have any nerves at all, right? You'll be like, but it's the same thing like a fight. It's going into a fight with a smaller person. You're not going to have nerves. But the more attractive the women get, it's more like, okay, they can call your bluff easier. That's the thing. Like you go walk up to a 10, like that's like, I'm just trying to make an analogy for it, it's like going into a fight with the kind of the big 6'6" guy. It's harder to hide. Um, so you gotta fake it. Because women are they're so used to like having guys like flirt with them and try and come on to them and being really bad at it, and some guys are good at it, but in general they know they can like sum you up. So it's just so important to it's so important just to show them that I don't know, just like subconsciously body language, like just by just being completely relaxed, like if you were in a if a like way smaller guy, a skinny scrawny guy was coming towards you like looking to fight you, your heartbeat you wouldn't like really get nervous because like say it's a say let's just say if it's like a child coming towards and trying to like say he's gonna kill you, say he's gonna beat your ass, your heart isn't even gonna you're not gonna skip a beat. Like you're just gonna be like, I could kill, I'm way stronger. There's no threat. But if it's like someone that's way bigger than you and he's like, I'm gonna kick your ass, I'm gonna kill you, you're gonna be nervous, right? Uh, so that's what messes up a lot of guys when it comes to like getting with really, when it comes to punching up. Um, because it's hard for guys to punch up. Like the easiest way for guys to punch up is it's not even punch up, it's just by improving themselves. So because like if due to hypergamy, if a guy is like if a guy is a 7, then he's gonna be most if he's a 7, he's not gonna it's going to be even hard for him to get girls that are like other 7s. They're going to give him stink. They're going to make it hard. Like he could probably get with the odd 7, but it's mostly going to be like 5s and 6s because he's a 7. Women are hypergamous. Like 7s don't get with 7s. Women always punch up. Women always punch up. There's going to be it's been beaten to death, but it's been proven on all these dating apps. We know this is the case. So the best way to do it is by actually leveling up yourself. So if you're a guy that you consider yourself a 7, then you got to try and become an 8. Like by improving your everything about you. Trying to level up and being more aggressive in your approach to life and to game and to everything. That's the easiest way. But women, yeah, that's why interesting. When I'm out in Tokyo, I see sometimes I see some really like some Chad like foreign dudes. But I don't know. I rarely see them. They're usually like with a six. Sometimes I see like a 6'3" like jack dude, and foreign guy, and he's with a six. Like it's rare, especially in Japan. It's kind of different in Japan because Japan's like a homogenous country, but there's kind of a myth that foreign guys, especially white guys, do exceptionally well with Japanese chicks. I don't see it. Like I don't see it. I whenever I see a foreign guy with a Japanese girl, it's usually not one of the top tier bitches. It's usually she's usually a six. Like, to be honest, usually a six, um, or even lower. But that's the thing. In general, I mean, you see it all. You see it in Western countries too. But sometimes you see like good looking dudes and they're like punching way down, like way down. They've kind of, the girl has like kind of been successful with her hypergamy. And of course you see it the other way around. You see, like, you might see a guy that doesn't look, you know, he's not physically the best guy or whatever, and he's with like a really hot chick, but you can be sure that he has something going on. He has something that is making him a high value guy. He has either money or a good game, or he's just mad confident. Confidence goes a long way, a really long way. Like, if that's what I say, is like, it's better to be an asshole than to lack confidence. It's way better. If you're like a polite, meek, like kind of just softly spoken, like dude, then it's just like, just dries pussies up. They don't want it. And it's funny, like, girls will say that, when they're in public, if they're in front of a camera, if they're, because society has told them that this is the kind of guy that they should go for. But it's like the opposite of that. It's like anti-fascists. The opposite. They're actually fascists. You know what I mean? Like, so a lot of things. So society has told women that they should want the nice, polite, Prince Charming kind of guy. Nah, they want the savage. Like, they want the badass. They want the guy wearing the leather jacket. The guy that is six pack. He smokes cigarettes. He's just he's able to beat someone's ass. He has a lot of money. They want the whole package. That kind of guy, really, really makes girls wet. Like a bad motherfucker. Like a bad guy. Like a guy that's. They want a guy that's capable of like doing really bad things and is kind of a scoundrel, but is kind of is he has that potential, but doesn't necessarily do it. And then on the other hand, you have girls that would actually like that actually like guys that are actually bad. Like, not only do they have the potential to be bad, but they are actually bad. Girls like bad guys. Um, and I'm not saying, oh, you need to be a bad guy. You need to go around being, you shouldn't, you should. I'm not saying you need to be like an asshole, but when dealing with women, like, you need to give off the impression that you have some darkness in you, basically, or that kind of let them see a bit of the id. The id is the part of we're talking about psychoanalysis, Freudian stuff. But what was it? The id, what was it? The ego, the superego, and the id. So the id is the part, the primal kind of instinct part of your psychology. Like if girls can see that kind of wildness in your eye, that kind of part of your eye that lets her know that you're kind of a psycho. Then she probably her attraction to you will probably raise a lot, rise up. Um, the more like the more pathetic, or the more, if you like, for example, you should never tell a girl about your losses, like especially when you're getting to know her, especially when you're starting to date you, like if it's in the first date, you shouldn't mention anything that makes you sound vulnerable. Don't bring up anything in your past about something like that made you seem weak or sound vulnerable. It's just the harsh truth. It's not like, it's just not an attractive thing for women. um it should be all like, you know uh things that make you sound adventurous and kind of strong, and in a you know, you know uh positive. Like, you shouldn't be like sob stories, like making yourself sound like needy and kind of pathetic. um but um Yeah, Winston says no one wants to participate in a sob story. Yeah, no one wants that. When if you go around feeling sorry for yourself, if you bring something up, like something bad like that happened to you on a first date or something, she'd be like, "Oh yeah, oh that's so bad. Oh yeah," but dude, like, she's thinking this guy's a fucking loser, or like, she'll see you as like as a non-sexual being. It won't be a She might, see you as kind of a pet, even at best. At worst, she sees you like as a really, you're like, she's kind of repulsed by you. So like, but she'll have on that fake, like, uh, empathetic face, where she'll be like, oh yeah, like, oh, like, that's terrible. Don't go down that road. Don't bring up anything, that involves too much. That A good way to think it, don't bring up anything that involves someone having to like empathize with you. That is a good marker to go by, I think, because sometimes if you bring up, even unintentionally, bring up something that, something bad that happened to you or whatever, uh, and you're not really looking for empathy, you're not really looking for sympathy, but it'll come across like you're kind of looking for some sympathy, and that can be annoying sometimes. Even, sometimes, even I can recognize that. You can recognize when someone so you can tell when someone's just telling you a story, and they're not looking for sympathy. But and then you can tell other times when men or women like kind of talk, and they're kind of looking for some, like, some sympathy, and it's kind of annoying because they're requiring some they're kind of demanding some empathy. um I think that, I'm pretty good at, recognizing that. But it does, like, with these women, it doesn't matter. They're just, it's just like, it's just the rules of engagement. I mean, they just, like I said, they'll pretend to be empathetic, they'll pretend to care, but you're not going to sleep, you're not going to bang them. um yeah, so I don't know. It's like, if you ever approach a chick, uh and you need to like, brainwash yourself to understand that you're better than this girl, you're better than her. And this is like, you know feminists can cry and scream and say we're all equal and everything like that, but guys don't get what girls don't get with guys that are equal to them. Like, think about it. Like, would a girl ever get with a guy that's equal, like literally equal, like same strength, same everything, same pay? No, she'd be disgusted by a guy that was equal to her. No, you're better than her. Like, girls want guys that are smarter than them, stronger than them, richer than them, funnier than them, like the whole package. They want two guys that are simply better than them in every way. Um, and it's just this whole like equality thing in relationships. It's like that is not attraction. Like, there's no yin and yang in equality. There's no yin and yang in I mean, when um we are exactly the same. Like, it's like you can be equal but different. Like, so men and women are we're equal in a different kind of sense. And obviously men need women and women need men, and that makes perfect sense. But these in this like modern, in this day and age, like the current narrative is just like, no, that's not good enough. Like, men and women are this, it's like we're the same, and that's just not, there's no truth in that. Like, it's complete lies. And you know yeah, it's just crazy. But you have to have that mindset if you want to be leveling up, if you want to get with girls. If you're not satisfied with the stock of chick that you're getting with, and you want to increase the quality, the sexiness or whatever, you have to, ideally you have to become better. And not only have you to become better, you have to become more aggressive too, because um you can become better. Like, you can become a really high value guy. You can become, like, like ripped and like have good money and all that, and it's still, women will not come to you if you don't like do things right. Like, some guys can have their whole like become really, they might have started out as a 6, and they could get up to being like an 8, like, having really athletic body, having good money. And if they don't portray themselves in the right light, if they're doing online game, then they're not going to get much attention. There's so many aspects to it. Because some guys could be high value guys, and they just don't have game, or they don't have. They're just not good at using dating apps, and they don't get what they deserve at all. But other scoundrels can be, less, way less quality. Maybe 5s or 6s guys, but if they're just like really thirsty and like really, they have really good game, then they'll get hotter girls than a guy that's an actual, like, that's an 8, say, if you judge them objectively. um that's because it's about confidence, and just being how aggressive you are. um I used to go out with one of my friends back in Ireland, and he was like, objectively, I think he could be a 10. I physically, he's really handsome dude, like, he built too, but he really lacked confidence. He had this timid voice. He just, when he just didn't have any game, and he had no confidence. And he never became, like, he never reached his potential. like to this day, I think he's pretty much the same guy. You know, he never reached his like kind of physical potential either, and it's always like I was always thought such a waste. This guy is like square jawed, like 6 foot, I think 6'4" or something, but it's just such a waste because we used to go out to places and I'd see girls would like give him so many signals, but he'd never take them, or he wouldn't recognize them, or he wasn't paying attention, or he got too drunk, or this, that, and the other. And he always ended up with some like really like fours, and I'm talking fours and fives. It was hilarious. This guy was like he could have been a 10. Like you know, if he dressed better and you know, had confidence, he could have been a killer. Like he could have, you know, he still could if he changed, but I don't think he will change. It's kind of his personality. But man, did this guy punch down, and it was hilarious to see. It wasn't. It was just like, man, like what do you? I remember one time, just lots of times, but you know, there was, you know, he get too drunk or he pass up on opportunities. He wouldn't pay attention, you know, and it is what it is. You know, but you know, other guys, you know, he could be like, you know, way less handsome, but way more clued in, like way more on the ball, paying attention to chicks around them, paying attention to the environment, and you know they'll you know, you can do well, like you can do really well, you know, if it's all about game, and ideally and having game and just like leveling up in every aspect of your life. Um, yeah, so Winston says, being tired of sixes and sevens. Yeah, six and sevens. I mean, a seven, you know, a seven can be pretty hot, you know. But yeah, when you get down to six, it's kind of very. It's like, yeah, it's like there's it's nothing to write home about, you know. But that's the thing. That's the thing. Like if sixes and sevens are getting with generally getting with guys that are eights, eight's a pretty damn good guy. Like an eight out of 10. Um, you know, so that it's just like, you know, if you're an eight, if you can work yourself up to an eight, like level up, like you know, it's gonna be, it depends on how good your game is, but if your game isn't that good, then you know it'll be hard for a guy that's an eight to get with a girl that's an eight, because a girl that's an eight is going for the nines and tens. Like all these girls are going for nines and tens. Threes, fours, five, six, sevens, eight, nines, and tens are going for the guys that are nines and tens. So that's the game. That's the harsh reality. Is even guys that are like way above average, like, and if you're an eight, you're pretty well above average, but you know you're still gonna struggle to get with like other eights, other really hot girls, you know, and you're obviously, you know, you're even gonna struggle to, because you're once you're punching up as a guy, it becomes difficult. If you haven't done the work, if you're not a high quality guy, when you start trying to punch up, it's difficult because girls are hypergamous and they can recognize when you're not a 9 or a 10. So that's when it involves like, that's when you need game. That's when you need game. That's when, you know, I talk about this a lot with John, and we say like, you know, there's an epidemic of nice guys. You know, I was just talking to MLD today, and we're talking about, you know, how, you know, how these girls like respond to guys being mean to them. Like it just kind of demonstrates high value in a weird way. I don't know. It's just um it's just the female psychology. It's just their minds. They want, you know, it goes back to their primal, like they want the strong alpha guy that is going to give them, offspring rather than the weak. If they see you as like timid and weak, then you're gonna be perceived as having weak sperm. I'll give weak offspring. And guys that are cocky, strong, confident, even if they're not the strongest guy or the most handsome guy in the room, it's about perception. Perception is everything. So you need to give off the perception of being like the strong, dominant type, you know, that can dominate a room, that can dominate her in every way. And yeah, it's just the harsh reality. Um, Winston says, I need to put my head down hard to level up these next couple of years. Well, I mean, it's good that it's always good to want to level up, you know, and it's good that you recognize it, you know, because that's the easiest way to get like the hot chicks. Like we all want hot chicks. We're all like, that's what we want. Like we want endless supply of pussy. That's what we want. That's why we do it. That's why we wake up in the morning. That's the baseline. That we want to get laid. We want to bang the hottest bitches. We want an endless supply. And the easiest way is just to become like, money muscles game, like get all three and just level up in each category, each pillar, and just keep pushing forward. And you're gonna get hotter and hotter chicks. But there's not really any easy way around it. It's just you got to put in the work. And that's why game is just like number one when it comes to women. Like you have to like aggressively feel entitled to this pussy. Like you have to, like it's we're shamed away from like using this kind of language. We're like, oh, you can't feel entitled to women. And no, you have to feel entitled, because if you don't, like, you're not going to get anything. You have to go out there. It's like it's never going to come to us. You have to want it. Like, what do you mean? You have to put in the work. I don't mean entitled as in, um if you're a big fat dude and you're living in your mom's basement and you're like, I deserve it, like a supermodel. It's like, get the hell out of here. You're an idiot. Like, you don't deserve shit. You're a fat dude living in your mom's basement. What makes you think you deserve a 10? No, but like, if you're a guy that's like putting in the work and you're still punching down, you have to feel like, I deserve better. I want better. I'm going to get better. That's what you got to be like. You got to have that attitude. You got to have that goal of like being better, and like, getting, and then when you set that goal, when you have it, like, I deserve better, I want better. You're not the fat dude in his mom's basement, like, playing video games, stuffing his face, like, oh, I deserve a high quality woman. And it's like, no, you're not that dude. You're putting in the work. You are better. You deserve better. So you're going to get better, that's the attitude you got to take. Because if you're like, oh yeah, maybe I don't deserve, maybe I don't, she's out of my league, like, I'm not good enough to get her. It's like bullshit. Like, bullshit. You gotta, like, like, if you think you deserve better, you deserve better. You know. You gotta turn the tables, guys. Like, turn the tables on these chicks, because they do it relentlessly. Chicks are relentlessly hypergamous. Like, they're relentlessly hypergamous. So, if they want equality, I'm gonna be relentlessly hypergamous too. I'm gonna start punching up. Let's all start punching up. I'm gonna punch up, right? Because I'm just gonna be relentlessly hypergamous, just like they are. So yeah, but we can all get it for sure. We can definitely get it. Let's get it. 2021. It's gonna be a good year. Let's hope so. But yeah, it's Friday night here in Tokyo. I'm just gonna probably chill out tonight. I might go out tomorrow night, see what's up. But yeah, I'm gonna call it there. Thank you for joining. I will be back on Monday with episode 37 of Player Life. So I will catch you on Monday. Have a good weekend, and I will let you know what happened. So catch you on Monday, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.